Cosmocast live 24 hours a day with, of course, local access periodically. Programming you're about to see will actually accelerate revolution. 10 lifetimes per viewing.
I guess you all know that every one of you is watching a different show, and to provide better programming, we are watching you. Watch. Oh, what?
Cosmocast live 24 hours a day with, of course, local access periodically. Programming you're about to see will actually accelerate revolution. 10 lifetimes per viewing.
I guess you all know that every one of you is watching a different show, and to provide better programming, we are watching you. Watch. Oh, what?
Cosmocast live 24 hours a day with, of course, local access periodically. Programming you're about to see will actually accelerate revolution. 10 lifetimes per viewing.
I guess you all know that every one of you is watching a different show, and to provide better programming, we are watching you. Watch. Oh, what?
Cosmocast live 24 hours a day with, of course, local
go
access
away.
periodically. Programming you're about to see will actually
there you
accelerate
are.
revolution. 10 lifetimes per viewing.
I guess you all know that every one of you is watching a different show, and to provide better programming, we are watching you.
I
Watch.
can't see anything. Now don't be silly. I'm not.
What?
Well, what you
Cosmocast
see,
live
Toad,
24
is the
hours a day
clear,
with, of
warm
course,
light
local
of
access
April.
periodically.
We can
Programming
begin
you're
a
about to
whole
see
new
will
year
actually
together. We'll skip through the meadows and run through the woods and swim in the river. In the evenings, we will sit right here and count all the stars.
You can count them, Frog. I am going back to bed.
But Toad, you'll miss out on all the fun.
How long have I been asleep?
Well, you've been asleep since November.
Well, then, a little more sleep will not hurt me. Wake me up at about, 1/2 May.
Yes, May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Wake him
night.
up, 1/2 May. Wake me up, 1/2 May.
But
You
Toad,
tell me about it. It's
I'll
Sunday.
be lonely until then.
Oh man,
Frog
let me
looked at Toad's calendar.
get rid of the hard R up in the
Frog
corner.
tore off the
Gosh,
November
why is that
page.
still happening?
He tore off the
We're on
December
Sunday.
page, and the January page, the February page, and the March page.
Oh, it's only April now.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh.
So glad you could be here.
Frog tore off the
Oh,
April
man.
page, too.
Bunch of things.
Toad, wake up. It's May now.
What? Can it be May so soon?
Well,
Oh
yes.
yeah, it could
Well,
totally be
look
May
at your calendar.
that soon.
Oh, why? It is May.
Then Toad and Frog ran outside to
Good
see how the
afternoon,
world
Lita.
would be
Hello,
in
everybody.
Let's go out and have some fun.
Testify! Yeah, good afternoon. What are we watching today? And happy Father's Day
One
to
day
those
in
fathers
summer,
that might
Frog
be joining
was
us.
not feeling well.
Come on in, come on in.
Frog,
It's a joyous,
you
Kaloo-Kalay kind of day.
green.
But
Starting with a very
always look
relaxed
green.
vibe.
I'm a frog.
Because,
Well,
as the title
today, you look
states,
very green.
and
even
says,
for a frog.
and stays saying,
I'll
as it
get
states.
into my bed and rest.
I think that's what I was trying to say, but my brain tried to make my mouth
Tell
say
me a
it all
story
at
while
once.
I'm resting.
All right.
Well, come on in, come
Let
on in.
me think of a story to tell you.
I think we're all very familiar with the story going on down below.
Maybe I can.
If not, it's
I'll
called
go out on the
Toad
front
and
porch
Frog
and
Are
walk up
Friends.
and down. Perhaps
And I
that
particularly
will help
chose
me
this
think
one
of a
because
story.
it's close to my heart when it comes to childhood memories. Hey, welcome, welcome, Twitch watcher. Welcome. So glad you could be here. Lurking in the Twitchdom.
Why are you standing
Feel
on
free
your
to grab
head?
an avatar. can open it up and play while you're watching.
That if I stand on my
We haven't even begun today. We have not begun. And happy Father's Day
a story.
to all of you who might be a father or happy parent.
Why are you pouring water over your head?
Yeah, come on
I
in.
hope
Come
that
on
if
in.
I pour water over my head, it will help me to think of a story.
Will it? Will it? Special, my friends.
You see, if you're not gonna laugh for me,
Special is
You're
normal.
not gonna laugh for me. Laugh for little Johnny.
Why
Little
are you
Johnny
don't
will
laugh
laugh
for me.
for
your
the
head
night he can't
against the
laugh.
wall?
Why can't he laugh tonight? Because he has no
I'm
lips.
teasing. I'm teasing.
He's teasing him though.
I hope that if I bang my head
And don't forget,
against the wall, it will help me to think of a story.
In the desert sun like so much.
I'm feeling much better now, Toad.
We are broadcasting
I don't think I need a story
at your
anymore.
personal level right now.
Then you get out of
Right here.
bed and let
I think
me
you all know
get
where you're
into
at.
it.
I hope you know where you're at.
Because now I
Good nature, I hope you know
terrible.
where you're at. I know where I'm at. Oh, there's that hard R again. We can just put it in the past, can't we? Can't we
Would
just
you like
put
me
it in the
to
past?
tell you a story, Toad?
Oh, yes, if you know one.
Once upon a time, there were two good friends, a frog and a toad. The frog was not feeling well. He asked his friend, the toad, to tell him a story. So the toad walked up and down on the porch, but he couldn't think of a story. He stood on his head,
Thank you.
but
Aha!
he couldn't think of a story.
Uh-huh.
Oh, welcome
Welcome.
He poured water over his head, but he couldn't think of a story.
back to the show that keeps your mind in mind. You're just now joining us. What do you
Banged
say
his
we
head
strap in
against
for a
the
little
wall,
EV
but
test?
he
We're going to
still
test
could
your
not think of a
evolutionary
story.
IQ and find out just where you're coming from. And when we do,
Did not feel so
we'll be
well.
broadcasting to
And
your own
the
personal
frog
level.
Personal
Wiggy
level.
Higgins,
Wiggy
ladies and gentlemen.
Higgins. Wiggy Higgins.
Now remember,
And the frog
don't
got
look
up
at your hands.
and
Don't
told
worry
him a
about them,
story.
But don't look at
for
them.
the next 30
And-
seconds, try to remember
How was that,
everything
Toad?
you're about to see. Here we go
Don't
now.
try to forget.
Did not answer.
That's most important.
He had fallen asleep. Toad and Frog went for a long walk. Last they went back home to Toad's house.
Frat. Not only do my feet hurt, but I have
Thank you. No, but thank you. And welcome. Come on in. We're just beginning our day.
Thank you. Aha!
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Welcome back to the show
back.
that keeps your mind in mind. If you're just now joining us, what do you say we strap in for a little
Strap on
EV
in.
test? We're
Here's
going to
your
test
EV
your
trips.
evolutionary IQ and find out
Oh,
just
yeah.
where you're coming from. And when we do,
When we do,
we'll be broadcasting to your own personal level. Wiggy Higgins.
Wiggy
ladies and gentlemen. Wiggy
Higgins. Everybody.
Now remember,
Happy
don't
Father's
look at
Day.
your
Don't
hands.
look at your
Don't
hands.
worry about them,
But don't look at them.
For the next 30 seconds, try to remember
Everything you're about to
About to
see.
see. Here we go now.
Everything. You don't even have to count backwards. That's the beauty of it.
This is not my button.
This is not my
button
button.
has two holes.
Is this your button?
My button had 4 holes.
Hey, and happy Sunday to you. What is going on? If you didn't know, you know where you're at. The doors to abuse are open.
Toad, here's your button.
Uh-huh.
This is not my
We're exploring today on Father's Day, and happy Daddy to you. Happy Daddy to you.
Welcome back to the show
Uh-huh.
that keeps your mind in.
You're the show that keeps your mind
I heard that you were looking for a button. Here's one that I
in
just
mind.
found.
Why is
This is
Frog and
not
Toad?
my button. This button is square. My
Frog and
button
Toad
was
playing
round.
down below? My friends. Oh, and welcome on in. I see you there. I see you there. Welcome on in.
Ooh,
Everybody,
this has
take
gotta
a
be
seat.
it. Toad,
I'm just gonna chew
Toad,
on the last of my
Here is your button.
breakfast burrito. Look at that. See, up in the corner,
This
reminding
is not
us,
my button.
reminding
This
us of
button is
the past
thin.
week
My button was thick.
that we've had,
The
and my
whole world
friends.
is covered
This
with
is what the
buttons,
Ministry of the
and
Flying
not one
Pig,
of them is mine.
freeing that which has been embedded within us throughout the week. You don't have to give in, my friends.
There, on the floor.
Paula Gray, hello
So
and
it's
welcome.
Four
Welcome. Make sure
big,
to
round,
choose
thick
your avatar well.
Oh,
I think they
was
tell you that
here
before you're
all
born,
the
but,
time.
you know, unless somebody tells you that.
My, what a lot of trouble I have made for Frog.
Aw, Toad. Why has Toad made all the trouble for Frog?
That day, all over his jacket.
Why is the hard R-truth just hanging over? Hold on a second.
The next day, Toad
Let me
gave
just
his jacket
remind
to
you that
Frog.
Oh, Toad.
what we're really
he's
here to do
beautiful.
is forget about our troubles. Let them be free.
None of the buttons fell
Let
off.
them out of the bag.
Toad had
Don't
sewed
worry
them
about the
on
bag. The
very
bag
well.
isn't what we're here for. What we're here for is a pretty simple concept. And,
Cosmic
What a
Cast
day for
live
a
24
swim.
hours a day with, of course, local access periodically.
I will go behind
Programming
these
you're about to
rocks
see will
on my
actually
baby
accelerate revolution. 10
I don't wear a
lifetimes
bathing
for
suit.
healing.
Well, I do.
I guess you all know
I
that
put on my
every one of you is
bathing
watching a
suit.
different show, and
You
to
must
provide
not
better
look at
programming,
me.
we
are
are watching
watching you.
watch.
But Toad, why not?
Well, because I look funny in my bathing suit.
I want to thank you all for coming on in. It's a Sunday. You didn't have to be here.
Don't be.
But you chose to. And, there's a lot to be had today, because we're going to talk about how normal. Come on in. Hello, hold on a second. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. Ding,
I
ding.
don't want
Don't
you
forget.
to see me in my bathing suit.
And of course, my avatar's down there spreading love. Got a little horse head
Why
today.
should I? Well, because Toad thinks that he looks funny
And
in his
welcome,
bathing suit.
everybody. Welcome,
Does
everybody.
Toad
Come on in.
really look
I'm
funny in his
aronmsound.
bathing
This
suit?
is the Ministry of the Flying Pig. I'm so glad you could join us today. And as always, this is about enjoyment. This is about sharing. This is about being at one with the world and kicking off your shoes and not caring. And we are non-denominational here. We
I'm
are
sorry,
about
Toad.
learning a little
Everyone
bit
wants to see how
and
you look.
sharing with each other,
Then
my
I will
friends.
stay
Sharing
right
with each
here
other. Because
until
this
they go away.
isn't your normal ministry.
turtle,
No,
the
no, no.
lizard, the
This is a
snake, the
ministry
dragonflies,
of
and the
just
field mouse.
spirited
All
enjoyment.
sat on the
A
riverbank.
hedonistic event that frees us from the inner bindings
Oh, please,
that hold
please,
us
everybody.
down on the daily.
Can't you please just go away?
No, we can forget that.
No
Kick off
one
your
went
shoes,
away.
grab something to drink. You know, I've got my coffee always close at hand, so I don't close enough so I can grab it,
I will
but
have
not
to
so
come
that I
off the water.
spill
I
it.
am catching a cold.
So why am I sharing? And by the way, happy Father's Day to you, if you're a father or a mother. And Paula Gray, welcome. Let me
turtle laughed.
let me give you a soft,
The lizards laughed.
a slow,
The snake laughed. The field mouse
air
laughed.
Can we even hear that? Hold on a second.
Frog laughed.
What are you laughing at, Frog?
Oh, what's going on here?
I'm laughing at you, Toad, because you do look funny in your bathing suit.
Maybe I should turn it. Oh no.
Of course I
Maybe that video side is not. No, it is. I can see it. All right, it's fine.
do. That wonderful. Oh, no.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because what matters today is that we
Well, what's the matter,
all kick
Toad?
off our shoes.
You're looking sad.
Take our time.
Yes.
I'm not
This
rushing
is my
anything.
Sad time of day.
I've got
It
Toad
is
and
the
Frog
time
are
when I wait
friends
for the
on.
mail to come.
And why? Because it's a
Always
reminder
makes me very unhappy.
But
that we're all
why is
very
that?
normal, and
Because I
that differences
never
between
get any
us,
mail.
different ways that we go about
never
things.
get any mail.
That's what
Not
makes
ever.
each of us awesome.
Never. Why, no one has ever sent me a letter.
And the choir, the orchestra, they're killing it right now. You guys are killing it. Thank you. The vibe is happening. By the way, stop motion animation of the mid '80s, but just before digital. How wonderful, right? welcome to everybody. Lita,
Well,
Paula, I'm sure
I
Emily's
have
here.
to go home now, Toad. There's, something I must do.
Happy Father's Day. From the Ministry of the Flying Pig to you. Now,
A letter for Toad.
I may not be driving right into the show today,
Oh, you?
and I'm doing that on purpose.
Snail. Snail.
Because today-
Could you please take this letter to Toad's house and
Today,
put it in his
my
mailbox?
friends, well, let me bring it down to earth. We got a lot to learn about
Thanks.
ourselves,
Hurry up
each and
now.
every one of us. And to give ourselves the grace
I think
to
you
be a
should
little
get up and
odd,
wait
to be
for
a
the
little
mail some more.
ornate,
No,
to be a
I
little
am
uptight, to
tired
be a
of
little
waiting for the
of
mail.
anything.
But Toad,
8
you
billion
never know when
options of
someone may
anything.
just send you a letter.
No.
Yeah, don't be surprised like Toad. Or you can be. It's up to you. It's really an option. You know what? I think because it's a celebration day, I should probably put on, let me put on the celebratory. I've got something for this. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday. Hope your Sunday's going really well. Yeah. Ooh. Hope if you're a father that people treat you awesome today. Oh, and even if you're not, I hope that people treat you with love, respect, and honor. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the ministry. It's Sunday again. And today, there's no flimflammery. There's no over the top. There's just you and me being who we be. And just trying to take the moment in. So if you haven't kicked off your shoes, if you haven't found a drink, if you haven't lit up a smoke, if you haven't done whatever it is that you do to enjoy, pour yourself a glass of lemonade. I don't care. The only thing I care about is your well-being. Whatever that is. That all of us get a chance to be us. Because normal is incredibly special. We don't get to this place in life by experiencing a sentient life without a lot of trial and tribulation, whether it be breathing and walking or giving ourselves the ability to fail. These are normal things. Things that make us very special in amongst anything that we can see. And all you have to do is take a moment to step outside and look at the coldness of space. Or look at how rough life can be when you're an animal, when you're not a human, because you're now predator and prey. And for us, the only things that we end up as prey as is when we go in the ocean. Which makes us very, very normal. So, today, that's the revelry. It's not just for our fathers, who are most of them, 99% of them, incredibly normal people that we can look up to, who are special to us individually, because they represent what makes us us, whatever that be. And most of the time we learn our most average, common, normal traits and interesting traits that are totally normal from our parents. And today, so we celebrate our fathers for giving us this, which is like, showing us where the wrenches can get left around. And welcome to you all. This ministry, as I say, is all inclusive. We welcome everyone. This is the home of the awkward. Friend to the friendless. I believe in you. And before I unleash the orchestra, which I will, I'll signal. I want you to understand that in the reverie of today, enjoying where we come from, knowing that we are who we are because of where we come from, there's nothing more special than to enjoy every single moment. Every single moment, my friends. Reverie in us, for who we are, for what we can be, for how we can imagine, for how we can imagine we can be. Every single one of us is very special and necessary. And yet, every single one of us is normal. And for the fact of our existence and getting to a point, it doesn't just make us special and normal, it makes us normal and incredibly special. This might seem contradictory to some, but I'd say that when you're extraordinary, most of the time you don't even know that you are. And that's probably a good thing. I don't know if you ever noticed, but when folks know that they're special, they don't really appreciate, or they might not appreciate, all the little details that come with living in a sentient flesh suit where the brain imagines that it's in a flesh suit. So you forget how normal special is. And we seek in this normalness our own center. Far be it from me to know much. No. I'm just like you. I'm just learning. The more and more I dive into this stuff, the more and more I learn, my friends. The more and more I'm here with you. The more and more I get confused about daily life, to be frank, to see what's around, and all I can do is expose, and let myself be more within the flying pig. And to run. To let myself run. To be open to myself. And not closed to the possibilities that come and arise in my thoughts. I can't tell you to do the same, but I can tell you that this confusion leads to a search, a deep search of knowledge, of want for knowledge, of want for wisdom in myself, for others, and to explain the unexplainable, and I believe that's at the root of normal. So, as we do move forward today, Beyond Frog and Toad are friends, a story about two normal, very normal people, characters, amphibians, having very normal interactions in support of one another, that we most of the time read when we're a child and we get right away. But I think as adults we tend to forget. That's okay. We lose a lot of the lessons that we get innately as a child. It's part of being an adult. It's also part of pulling the wool right over our own gall darn eyes. So when I say this, I'm not saying it as if I know better. I'm not saying it as if, you know, I'm not saying it as if I just came up with something and invented it. No, my friends. No, my friends. No, my friends. I didn't invent any of that. But it's a damn good idea. So why not? I'm not too proud. I would actually urge each and every one of us to not be too proud. Because we're normal. And don't get fooled by how special we are.
Most of us are rather interested in being normal. We want to belong and worry about ways in which we don't quite. No matter how much we praise individualism and celebrate ourselves as unique, we are in many areas just deeply concerned with fitting in. It's therefore unfortunate that our picture of what is normal is in fact very often way out of line with what is actually true and widespread. Many things that we might assume to be uniquely odd or disconcertingly strange about us are in reality completely average and ubiquitous, though simply rarely spoken of in the reserved and cautious public sphere. The idea of the normal currently in circulation is not an accurate map of what is actually customary for a human being. We are, each one of us, far more compulsive, anxious, sexual, high-minded,
We're all
generous, playful, thoughtful, dazed,
these things
simple than we are ever encouraged to admit. Part of the reason for our misunderstanding of our normality comes down to a basic fact about our minds, that we know through immediate experience what's going on inside us, but we can only know about other people from what they choose to tell us.
And that's a big deal.
Almost always be a very edited.
You only know people from what they tell
We
you.
know what we've done at 3 a.m., but imagine others sleeping peacefully. We know our somewhat shocking desires from close up. We're left to guess about other people's from what their faces tell us, which is not very much.
Truth.
This asymmetry
Because
between
people can tell you all
self-knowledge
sorts
and
of
knowledge
stuff
of
with their
others
face.
is what lies behind loneliness.
And that doesn't happen to be true.
We simply can't trust that our deep selves can have
But
counterparts. in
that's
those
something we all have in common,
and so
we should take this
stay silent
into
and
consideration.
go
That's
the asymmetry
normal.
encourages shyness too, for we struggle to believe that the imposing, competent strangers we encounter can really have any of the vulnerabilities and idiocies
We don't
we're so
tend to see
intimately
each other
familiar
as each other,
inside
even though we
our own
are.
characters. Ideally, the task of culture should be to compensate for the failings of our brains by assisting us
similar.
to a more correct
very
vision
normal.
of what other people are normally like.
The name of this video
Taking
by
us
the
in
School
a
of Life, by the
realistic
way,
but
is
entertaining way into the lives
How Can I
of
Be More Normal?
strangers. This is what novels, films and songs should constantly be doing, defining and evoking states of mind we thought we were alone in experiencing, in order to alleviate our shyness and our loneliness. We are particularly bad at recognizing how normal it is to suffer and to be unhappy. Around relationships, for example, we constantly operate with an image of the bliss of others, which mocks and undermines our own efforts to keep going.
We think
with
everybody
many
else,
flawed but eminently
in
good
common,
enough unions.
has less
we
in
find
common.
it hard to bear in mind that more or less everyone is, beneath a cheery surface, intermittently, profoundly sad and rarely not anxious. We become
Everybody
embarrassed
feels
by our
these things
close-up
because we're
knowledge of
all
our own
geeky,
sexuality, which appears
goofy,
necessarily more perverse
us
than that
from
of
when we're
anyone
12
we
to
know.
15,
It almost certainly
stuck inside
isn't.
us, as well as
We
our
simply
child, as well as
haven't
our
been
adult,
told
as well as
the
all
full
the
story.
great moments, as well as all the
Ideally,
terrible
artwork
moments.
would offer us a hugely consoling truth, that our
And it's
hidden
okay to
worries,
let that go.
the nagging anxieties we keep to our chests, and our stranger thoughts and impulses
It's okay to
don't
share that
actually
with your
make us strange.
friends and be
On the
vulnerable.
contrary,
It's okay
they
to
are
allow
precisely what
others
make us
to be
normal.
vulnerable.
One great goal of a love novel, for instance, should be to tell
And
us
I
what love and long-term
encourage
relationships
everybody
are really
to
like,
spread
so that
that
our own
as a human
tribulations
positivity.
wouldn't appear so readily as signs that everything
I mean,
is
that
going
is the
wrong.
goal of the Flying Pig, by
Our
the way,
culture often
is
tries
to
to
allow
project
for
an idea
our
of
own
an
vulnerabilities
organised
to be
and poised and
a
polished self
human trait
as the standard
that
way
people
that most
admire.
people are. We should discount this myth. Other people are always
know.
far more likely to be as we know we are than they are to be like the cardboard cutouts we meet in our social lives.
We are not
We
an
publish
idea.
new thought.
We are a complex, interesting, artistic, fallible, egomaniacal, caring, empathizing, schizoidal, grounded, interested, individual creature that has 8 billion variations. Be proud to be a variation and to have all of these banalities, all of these, the banalities, the commonalities, the normalities. Be stoked, honestly. I would be stoked. I'm stoked. I'm stoked for you. I'm stoked for all of us. Think about it. How many other places are there? We don't even know. And by the way, as we get to this point in this journey, I want to remind everybody that there's more to our brain. There's more to normal. There's more than just thinking that you're the only one. And importantly so, how we fool ourselves into thinking there's more for others than there is for ourselves.
We live in an age with a high regard for extraordinary lives. That is, lives that the vast majority of us will never lead. Our heroes have made outsized fortunes, appeared on gigantic screens, and demonstrated unique virtue and talent. Their achievements are both dazzling and, continuously, in the background, humiliating. In the late 1650s, the Dutch artist Johannes Vermeer painted a picture called The Little Street.
Power
Doing
of the
so
pig,
was a
come
quiet,
shrink me.
momentous and revolutionary act, with an impact that challenges our values
Hallelujah.
to this day. It showed nothing more outwardly impressive than an ordinary street in Vermeer's hometown of Delft. Someone was doing a little sewing. Some
why
kids
is this
were playing on the
important?
stoop. A woman was busy in the yard. It is
was the
one
first
of the
time.
greatest paintings in the world.
And it still is. It's
Up to this
beautiful. I've
point,
seen it up
the
close.
most
It's very
prestigious
tiny.
cultural works had
Well,
emphasized
comparative
the
to the rest
merits
of them.
and value of aristocratic,
I've seen
military,
most of these,
and
actually.
religious lives. That is, of lives filled
But
with
the Vermeer.
extraordinary moments in advance.
The Vermeer. The reason it's important to know about this is because the Vermeer was the first time that an artist who normally painted hierarchical structures and characters painted, in other words, noblemen, wealthy people, the patriarchs, the patrons who could afford it. Well, this was the first time ever normal life had ever been pictured by a master. Isn't that interesting that normal life really wasn't something that people were picturing or thinking about? Anyhow.
The great epic poets Homer and Virgil had written of heroic warriors. Renaissance artists had produced magnificent visions of saints and angels. And the routines of kings, queens, and aristocrats were constantly celebrated and held up for admiration on the most prestigious canvases. But Johannes Vermeer went in another direction. He wanted to show us what could be appealing and honourable about very different sorts of activities.
By the way, the call-in is
Sweeping the
open.
yard, babysitting, sewing.
If anybody would like
as in
to
his equally
testify
significant
to
painting
their
of the
normality
KitchenAid,
and how they
preparing.
enjoy life.
Several younger
And
Dutch
what they do?
contemporaries joined
Or how you do?
Vermeer's quiet revolution. One of them, Peter de Hoogh, focused
Peter
on
de
almost
Hoogh?
random moments of the day when
Oh, Peter
nothing
de Hoogh.
particular is going
Who?
on.
The
He
extra
did one
H.
picture
That's something
that
probably
depicted a
Dutch.
rather well-off merchant's house. But the thing that really interested him was the laundry basket and how the owner of the house and her assistant are folding and putting away towels and bed sheets.
Let me fix
This,
that up.
de
Hold on a
Hoogh
second.
seems to be telling
Let me run that back a little bit so you can see the
of
actual
lives
image.
filled with extraordinary moments and advantages. The great epic poets Homer and Virgil had written of heroic warriors. Renaissance artists had produced magnificent visions of saints and angels. And the routines of kings, queens, and aristocrats were constantly celebrated and held up for admiration on the most prestigious canvases. But Johannes Vermeer went in another direction. He wanted to show us what could be appealing and honourable about very different sorts of activities. Sweeping the yard, babysitting, sewing, or, as in his equally significant painting of a kitchen maid,
There it is. I think that works. There you go.
several younger Dutch contemporaries joined
is very
Vermeer's
important.
quiet
And art
revolution. One of them, Peter
is
de
in
Hoogh,
everything, including
focused
us.
on almost random
But that's
moments
normal.
of the day when nothing particular is going
Although,
on.
art,
He did one picture that
when you think
depicted a
about
rather well-off
in
merchant's
comparison to the
house.
universe,
But the
empty
thing
space.
that really interested him
Art's
was the
pretty
laundry
special.
basket and how the owner of the house and
makes
her
us
assistant are folding and putting away
special.
towels and bed sheets. This, de Hoogh seems to be telling us,
And normal.
is also the meaning of life,
Huh.
properly
yeah.
understood. Another of Vermeer's followers, Caspar Netscher, admired people doing jobs that were
Caspar
often
who?
considered rather boring and lowly.
By the way, you know
like
what?
lace making, which was fiddly and not very well paid.
I want to drop the beat.
Netscher couldn't himself
Ready?
alter what people earned, but he was intent on changing how we might feel about those on a modest salary. Although these artists are famous, their works are in the greatest galleries and fetch
They are.
enormous prices if they come up at auction, their tentative revolution hasn't as yet properly succeeded. Today, in modern versions of epic, aristocratic or divine art, adverts and movies continually explain to us the appeal of things like sports cars, tropical island holidays, fame, first-class air travel, and expansive limestone kitchens. The attractions are often perfectly real, but the cumulative effect is to instill in us the idea that a good life is built around elements that almost no one can afford. The conclusion we too easily draw is that our lives are close to worthless. Vermeer,
Almost got
for
vertigo
his
there.
part, was insisting that ordinary life is heroic in its own way, because ordinary sounding things are very far from easy to
Ordinary
manage.
life is
There is
incredibly
immense
heroic.
skill and
Ordinary life, our firemen, our cops, our our men who take out the trash, our nurses, our teachers, our librarians, our ordinary life is heroic because you got to wake up every single day. And that's special because not everybody gets to wake up every single day. There's a lot of people in history now that don't wake up every single day, unfortunately. And some fortunately. But that's neither here nor there, really, right? Because when you're aware, I'm going to put the period there, you are special. When you count the amount of sentient living beings, including the animals, and let's include all the trees and all the plants, let's even call Mother Gaia, all right? Just suspend disbelief. That's still not that many creatures in comparison to what we see in the space surrounding us and our galaxy and the closest galaxies to us. It's likely that life innately is incredibly special, my friends. So no matter how normal it is, life is a specialty. It's like a smorgasbord of only the best bits and options. When anything is aware, observationally, or emotionally, or let's just say sentient, it becomes incredibly special. Now, that said, the luck of life. The luck of life has many things involved. It is not just one thing. It is not a predetermined thing. It is not a entitlement. So it may or may not always occur. So when it does, we should have reverie, enjoyment, and scream to the heavens that the flying pig allows us, in its joy and simplicity, to burst forth from within, to free our vulnerabilities, my friends. All the vulnerabilities, give them all the vulnerabilities. Let us be in ourselves to be free of their mental prisons, the portion of the weak. We can let that go. We don't have to be that. Normalcy is absolute, exquisite beauty amongst the universal flow. And I challenge you to find something more absolutely, dramatically, and intrinsically beautiful than everyday life, with its ups and downs and stanks and positivities. And Paula Gray says, ordinary life. Let me highlight this. We should see this. Oops. I don't need to do that. I don't need to report Paula Gray. Ordinary life is just that. Life. The ability to be an even-minded individual that leads with respect. That's an honorable position, Paula Gray says. And hallelujah, where's my remote control for the sound? Oh, there, right in front of me. Ordinary life. Yes, these are the sounds of ordinary life. That's not. Yeah, there we go. The reverie, the absurdity. One more time, let me read this. Ordinary life is just that, my friends. The ability to be an even-minded individual that leads with respect. It's an honorable position. You don't need to be more. Nobody needs to be more. The only thing that anybody needs to be in the world is living and honorable to the world around them. That's it. And that leads to so much beauty from within. We are only the beauty from within that we learn to ignore many times. And I guess that's the mission. To do what Steinbeck said we should do, which is to free that inner happiness that comes out like an unexpected, unrealistic positivity. And frankly, in that positivity we find, well, we find a magic that cannot be underestimated. I would say underappreciated, because, my friends, there's only one for each of us. So that means there's 8 billion flying pigs, but how often do we see them? Very rarely. That's why I urge each and every one of us to just open up, be who you are, let it out, my friends. You don't have to expose yourself. No. No. You can just let yourself be exposed to the world from inside. And when it comes right down to it, if you don't feel that you can do that, that's okay. We can each learn. You can at least think about it. You can give yourself, and let me move the magic chair out of the way. Hold on. Let me step back and remind you that this ministry, all encompassing, all allowing, my friends, can only be as free, can only be as true with you as you allow. And I don't mean to speak in a stern manner, no. I speak for your best interests, my friends, and mine. That we allow each other this discourse. That we allow each other this normality. That we allow the vulnerability. And do not be dismayed when other people can't see that, don't understand it, think that it's frivolous, or somehow too hard to release this pig from ourselves, to be kind, to be free of the pain, to be just normal. Oh, so good. You know. What am I looking at here? That's why I get breakfast burrito. Sometimes we just have to let things sink into us. We don't need to rush in to all the ideas of the world as if they have to be cloaks for rain. It's not rain. They're ideas. They're concepts of ourselves. They're practices. They're mindsets. I mean, do you even have a mindset? What? I'm sorry. I saw a video the other day where somebody said, do you even have a mindset? Yes, I do. Many of them. Several of them. Generally. But that's normal. Also pretty special, apparently. Concerning, but special. Breakfast burritos? Of course I do. Yes. Do I eat anything other than breakfast burritos? Absolutely. No, I do that on Sundays because it's such a good gag, and they are very tasty. I get, I think Monterey, El Monterey. I actually get food in a box delivered, and I generally cook for myself almost every single night. I do also get these like microwave meals that are like super healthy, but so that's actually I lost weight because of this program of eating. Yeah, but yes, breakfast burritos, honestly, one of my favorite things in the world. And there's in Ocean Beach, California, there's a place. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's right there in downtown Ocean Beach, California, right there on the street, two or three doors down from the Starbucks in the main corner there. And it's that small of a place that, you know, even though it's in San Diego, best breakfast burritos in the world, hands down. I can say this without question. You might like a lot of others, but it's the first and only place I've ever been where they like chop the burritos I'm sorry, let me correct myself. They chop the potatoes in this, like, you know, in with the meat, and then they also add bacon and or carne and putting bacon in a burrito with the potatoes. It's like almost sacrilege for breakfast burrito, but the way they make it is just like a normal burrito, no rice. By the way, if somebody puts rice in your burrito, that's like a sacrilege. It's a sacrilege. No arroz con burrito. Okay? Entende? I'm terrible. My Spanish, I should speak so much more. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, there's a couple of things. Pho, if you didn't know. By the way, I do have not just the dough. Oh my God! By the way, I'm still waiting for PayPal to, if Emily's here, or any of you that have donated to the daycare, I'm waiting for PayPal to release the frickin' money so I can take it down to them. I'm just thinking about just doing it, and, you know, it'll be fine. But yeah, I also have, by the way, if you want to see what my favorite things are in the world, they're way too expensive on this program. I'm going to tell you right now. So if anybody ever sent this to me, it's like serious love. I'm like, oh my God, damn, somebody likes me. There's a treat. Anytime I'm live, there's a treats space thing in the main banner and in my about. You can see what it is that I actually like, the main snacks, that if you're going to send me something. Pho. Oh my God. Pho. Although I couldn't find a good pho spot. The Japanese spot on there is incredible. It's right down the way from me, and it's like incredible. It's like 5 minutes. By the way, it's one of the reasons why I bought this land. Anyways, since it's Sunday, I'm talking about normal stuff. And right now, I'm just talking about normal stuff, normal me stuff. I'm even talking in mostly my normal voice. Anyhow, yeah, one of the decisions in buying this land was that when I drove out of the valley that the little town is in, I rolled over the hill, turned the corner, and drive straight ahead. And I was thinking of getting some coffee. And lo and behold, the street that drives out from my valley drives directly, and I mean directly, I mean like you go to the light, you cross the intersection, you drive directly into the Starbucks drive-through. Yeah, I pretty much said, oh, well, I'm buying this property. As everything else, I'm buying this property. Yeah, I should have said, Paula, born and raised in LA, specifically San Fernando Valley, specifically Mission Hills attached to San Fernando Pacoima. All of my friends growing up were Hispanic till I was in my, and pretty much of all colors, race, creed, background. So, and specifically growing up in San Fernando, I should know way more Spanish. And it's embarrassing. I understand Spanish, what they call a dog understanding, which is like, you know, your dog knows what you're saying, but can't repeat it back to you. Yeah. Well, a couple of them apparently can with it, but anyways, normal things. Yeah, breakfast burritos. Love me some breakfast burritos, but the good kind. And by the way, you gotta have the salsa. I'm very particular about my salsa. I like the thicker, more like salsa roja, that you get at like Takoyama, which, by the way, if you don't know about Takoyama, El Takoyama, it means the fiery taco. Taco's on fire. Somehow that chain has managed, my friends, to recreate shoddy on a industrial level, and I don't know how. It is amazing. And not the food. No, where they pick. Like, it's always next to a 7-Eleven and a nail salon or something of that nature, or a cell. If there isn't a cell phone place somewhere within 2 doors down and a donut shop, they don't put it there apparently. And they apparently they are like, oh, your murals, they are way too nice. They're way too nice. I want someone to do it shoddier. And can you just make those Chinese restaurant pandas into people working in the fields or something? I don't know. Seriously, I'm not kidding you. I have pictures of it somewhere. And the signs, they're all different. One of them has TV screens, and that look like they came out of a KFC. And the other one has like actual just a banner. It's family owned and operated. But the salsa roja, oh, it's addictive. What do they put in that damn shit? Excuse me. Anyhow. Free yourself, and welcome on in. Welcome to the ministry of the flying pig. My friends, we were just talking about normal, but that's kind of special, because how often do you hear people just talk fucking normally about normal shit? Is that boring? Growing up in Jamaica, Spanish is our second language. Hold on a second, let me highlight this. Paula Gray says, growing up in Jamaica, Spanish is our second language. All throughout school, we had to take it. I should be fluent, however, I am not. And I should just be saying that, by the way. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I literally ate lunch every single day in grammar school at my good friends Eddie and Orlando Galan's house, where his grandmother, who spoke no English, served me everything I became palatized towards. Meaning taquitos, like fresh made, just right there, and carne asada, and lengua, and it's just things I love, all right? And, yeah. And welcome to all the silent watchers. Did you catch them? Yeah, it's easy when you got it. Very few in the ministry, and they come back and lurk. You know what that is. They're just coming to see what's going on with me. We should expect an incoming tribe, I would gather. But you know how we do. You know how we do right here. Yeah. Yes, we welcome them in, and sometimes we even give them wrenches. I think it's funny. I think it's fun. Hello. Bridget Moten happens Sunday to ya. Happy weekend to you. And happy Father's Day. Although I am not a father myself, but to my own creations, I welcome all fathers. And by the way, what a great segue moment. Before I get further in, let me just share share a little bit. Now, I know he's not watching, and I know he doesn't care. He'd be like, why? Oh, come on. Why are you showing that? This is my father, David. And I want to just thank my father for being my father and also allowing me to be part of a family and growing up. Master Mod in the building, main mod. Woo! Come on. Come on. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get the horns to happen. No, the horns. The horns. Let me see. Let me see if it's just a thing. Anyways, this is my dad. My dad is an engineer. My dad worked for a radio station for 30 years, 25 of them before I was born. All the way from the early 60s into the 80s. He became head engineer, and at the end of his career, he actually was the engineer who ran KMET for about a year or two. And then he went into high tech. And then he retired and started making little electronics, which he does to this day. And without this man's brain and my grandfather's brain from his side, Grandpa Louis, and his mother, and my great-grandfather, the antique dealer, and his wife, both of them who founded a theater in Santa Barbara, I don't believe I'd be who I am if we're going to talk about Father's Day. Because without growing up with his father and the surrounding family, I don't think I'd be able to have the conversations or to understand or comprehend or be allowed to even comprehend many of the concepts that I very proudly allow myself to see as normal. Because this man has a wicked, silly sense of humor, by the way. And now this guy, who does not have this hair any longer, but it is my favorite picture of him. This is my brother Robert. Happy Father's Day, Robert. And by the way, although I've told him already, I forgot. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Thanks. And Robert and Kathleen. And Kathleen I've known since I was like 4 or 5. I like hanging this picture of my brother Robert does not have this hair anymore. But my brother Robert is really one of the people who has always been very supportive of me and very kind to me and a very true brother to me. And I am still in contact with him and Kathleen, and I actually talked to his daughter not long ago, Lindsay, and he has amazing sons, David and Daniel, and there's a whole great story with them too. But he's a drummer, but he's also an engineer, because that's what we all are, basically. And this is my brother Jimmy. My brother Jimmy is the middle brother. He is 6 months older than my other brother Phil. So there's 3 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 4. That's right. If you wonder where I get the rough and tumble from, it's because by the time they had me, it was like I was free roam, free range. That's for sure. Hair shame. That is the only shaming I get to do around here. Happy Father's Day, Jimmy. I mean, James. Jim. I love Jimmy. He doesn't like me calling him Jimmy anymore because it's like a child's name. And he has 2 wonderful daughters and a great wife and a great life. And unfortunately, we are kind of estranged. Although I went to his daughter's wedding not long ago. And his daughter just had a child, so he's a grandfather now. Same as my brother, Robert. So Robert and Jimmy, same mom, different mom for me. Same dad. And how do I have the hair? That's how you know. I got my native grandfather's hair. Same with the nose. Oh, remember me telling you about the nose? Not the same. Yeah. Yeah, it's the only thing. It's the only thing I get. They're all so much smarter than me. They all have families. It's the only thing I get. Especially on Father's Day, come on. See? It's the only thing I get. And that's David and Daniel. Yeah. Trust me, they've got terrible... they watched me as a baby, as a child. This one right here literally saved my life. Saved my life from drowning. He's the only one who saw me. My parents missed me wandering into the pool. This is my brother Robert with Kathleen to his right. And their extended family. I think the only person missing from this is Lindsay, right? Yeah. Maybe she just... But what wonderful people, and happy Father's Day to you. Thank you. Thank you for being my family. Thank you for being my dad. Thank you for being great fathers. So, why is it important to share this? Yeah, autocorrect is no one's friend. Lita, it is strange how normal that is. By the way, there's the stream avatars controls. And you get to choose your avatar on the first page, and then there's these little bars up in the left-hand corner that, here, I'll share it with you real quickly. Let me see if I can actually do this without, like, doxing myself or something. Hold on a second. Here it is. Hold on a second. Oh, I know how I can do this without. I'm gonna actually, and you get to choose your avatar. Oh, yep. You can hear me saying choose my avatar. Okay, so there it is. Oh. Ha! Let's see. There it is. Oh, yeah. So there's your page. And in my case, I'll just sign in with my Google. And then, yes. That one. And then that one. And then, in a second, it'll say, it's going to give us an option once it signs us in. There it is. And I'm going to say, who do I want to be today? I'm actually pretty happy with my guy. I'm pretty happy with my little horse head dude. So let me take it to the next page, which is, let's see. You can change your mask. You can change your hat. You can go to the dashboard and change a whole bunch of things. But I'm going to just bring up the controller. And there's your controller. And you can do little things like you can jump. And you can drop the bomb. And apparently you can fart. So if you haven't played with that yet, there's a whole thing. And you can still keep watching the show, too. It's amazing. And by the way, Paula, Lita, it is so strange how common almost drowning seems to be amongst the strong. And those of us who don't capitulate to others with simple logic. We all have had some life-threatening shit happen and appreciate life. I think that's why we're willing to let this kind of stuff out. So why was an ordinary life so easy to live? Oh, hey, you know what? By the way, if I didn't share this with you, I should now. Oh, let me run it back. Did you miss that? Hold on. This, my friends, is the one and only, absolutely special, and yet very normal, Jim Howard. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lita. Gotta try to get pools are wonderful. Hot tubs are wonderful. The ocean can go fuck itself. As soon as I'm something edible, I'm no longer down. I mean, when little things can eat you, it's just like Australia. I love Australia. but I am wary as heck because I'm suddenly, normal. Oh, Jim Howard stream, by the way. If you, I need to reach back out to him. I know I can get an interview with Jim. I've just been so busy, and I'm sure he'd appreciate it. I really do want to know more. Although I do, he pretty much tells everything. Oh, good to know. And good to hear. Oh, yes, he's having a donut. Jim is having a donut, which is incredibly normal. And by the way, I'm dropping jump stars to you. I don't know what these do. Normally, like someday when I get in the partner program or whatever on Twitch, I will end up having little bit points or something. When you jump, you get bit points, But for right now, they're just really cool. And I know I'm afraid to drop the bomb here, which I can. There's a bomb. Over where nobody's standing. Boom! There's all sorts of neat Oh, hey! Sorry, I did not mean to. Somebody 120 from the jump catch game. Don't know who Ella is. Hi, Ella. Welcome. And that's the other thing
We had, it was only 3 minutes of me not saying anything.
Oh, it's okay.
I had a couple donuts, as you saw.
Allen Gathering? Who's the Allen Gathering, I wonder?
So,
welcome. So telling.
I'm not sure how much you saw of this space. A guy was sleeping.
Was he?
Alone. And he had a dream that his house was being burglarized.
He had
so
a
he grabbed
dream?
his .357 revolver.
So he actually grabbed his revolver?
Fired at the...
In his dream?
Person that he thought was...
I'm still confused.
Burglarizing his house. Of course, there was nobody burglarizing his house.
Oh, okay, so it was
he shot himself in the leg.
Jim! Yes, Jim!
And the police responded, and luckily they put a tourniquet on it.
Jim! Oh, so the guy shot himself!
But it was pretty serious wound to the leg.
Yes, but he did it from his sleep, Jim?
Whatever state it is.
Jim!
You're required...
Gosh, I love Jim.
In that jurisdiction or whatever to have a permit.
Bringing you the news that matters. Some guy woke up out of his own dream because he shot himself thinking that he was protecting his home, but he didn't realize. This is why your brain. Remember when we were talking about dreams last week? It's not why normally your brain shuts that stuff off.
Yeah. They said.
Welcome back, lurkies.
I never owned a .357.
You're more than welcome to join the conversation. We're looking at Jim Howard right now. In fact, let's run it back to the beginning. I think we need to recap Jim. Jim is normal. Jim is wonderful. Jim is special. Jim is one of the very first people on the internet and may have actually invented email, as well as some other things, but they don't give him credit for it because he definitely was the very first, what we would consider blogger and vlogger and everything else. He is the first one. If you think Destiny's been streaming for a long time, you don't know Jim. I do. Turns out, this man hosted the earliest servers with naked pictures on them. And it wasn't because he was into porn, no. It was because it was just something that you could build with a dot matrix. There was also cartoon characters and all sorts of shit. And my Uncle Mel, my dad would print them out for me. Speaking of which, happy Father's Day. If you missed it, I already shared a picture of my dad. By the way, we're sharing 3 minutes with Jim and donuts, which is normal. But we gotta say, how lucky are we and how special is it that we have donuts? I have a breakfast burrito. I bet you don't. Nanny, nanny, nanny. Nanny. But get yours if you have one. Or a donut. Or whatever. Get yourself a smoke. Get a big old bong. Be all dabbing. Be all like... I mean, whatever. I don't care. That's you. Have a drink. Have some rosé. Apparently there's a Wolverine. There's a wolf who likes rosé. Oh, his name is Lycan. There's a Lycan. That's what it is. Chef's kiss. Jim. If Jim got any more normal. Choir. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, I'll let you fly. Okay, that's okay. They're Oz knows, so. You know what I want to hear? Yeah. And I think I also have piano. Jim, what do you got to say? You know the camera's on, sir? Okay, so he's just gonna keep... It's pretty normal. Well, while he's doing that...
Okay, I'm back. Well, it was only 3 minutes of me not saying anything. I had a couple donuts, as you saw. I'm not sure how much of you saw of this. A guy was sleeping alone. And he had a dream that his house was being burglarized.
Yeah, has anybody
so
tried
his 357
Snoop's new wine?
And fired at the person that he thought was burglarizing his house. Of course, there was nobody burglarizing his house. He shot himself in the leg.
Hi! Welcome!
Police responded, and luckily they put a
Bee
tourniquet on
Stings!
it.
So glad you could be here. That's Bee Stings!
But it was
a return viewer on Twitch, and welcome to you.
Whatever state it is.
This is Jim Howard.
You're required.
Today's topic is normal.
In that jurisdiction, or whatever, to have a.
And special is normal.
To have a gun. So
if
he's
you
being
didn't know,
charged, and I think it's.
The Ministry of the Flying Pig is all about
bail or something.
Letting
like
the
that.
inner pig out.
Like
And just because you just joined us. You know, I know people
They
sometimes
said,
miss the pig. It's only on once every 30 minutes. But
I never owned the 357 revolver.
Pig. Let your inner pig fly.
Now there was a really great
inner
old
pig
gun that I had.
Yes.
Smith & Wesson.
That's you. I see you, Bee Stings. And welcome in.
And it was really a beautiful.
Because this isn't really a ministry. This is a Dadaist belief that we can be something fun on a Sunday, more and forget about the bullshit of the week, and just kind of.
There's a reason that I don't.
Let it hang out.
That outdoorsman's model is really a beautiful gun. There is one picture of me, not a very good one, but where I have it on. At work, looking at St. Joseph Hospital. And like I said, it was a 38.
Sorry. Where the key change go?
44 frame. And that's when the song was out. I shot the sheriff. See, I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy or something like that. And
hey, thank you.
Some of the young men in the neighborhood. That's when Barney Fife was also
trying to keep it lively because the ministry.
I was pretty skinny.
It's all about
I was not too.
A freeform identity.
Pretty skinny. So.
A freeform sense of self.
Sometimes
free to be
Barney Fife. So there I was.
You
skinny.
to me when we have all the battles all week long. We don't have to keep battling. No, as a matter of fact, we can
large revolver
open up that battle.
One of the few, very few pictures
something
of
more.
Me and
yes, we can even let that out.
Pictures of me welding, pictures of me
his life
building coal haul or railroad cars
is special. Every moment of it.
No.
So Sunday. throw your shoes off, get yourself some something to drink,
building
something to
gigantic
enjoy.
trucks.
That's what we're here for. And I'd love to hear from you at any time. That's what we're about. It's really about being
Building
free,
gigantic
to
trucks.
not be caught up in the idea that somehow you got to be
everybody's taking
an ass
pictures, with
all
their
the
cell
time, or
phone and just-
a silly person all the time, or a
tons of
serious
which
person
I'm
all
sure
the
they're never
time.
gonna
Because
look at the
stoicism
pictures
can,
again.
it's important
Usually.
sometimes, but not all the time. And hedonism's important, but it's not. It's all normal. It's all
We
fucking
have
normal.
a surplus of
Just like Jim,
pictures, but
one of the
I would
very
like
first
to
people
have a,
on the internet. How do I know Jim?
There's no
I don't know
picture of
Jim.
me
I just
working
found Jim.
At the 4 years when we had the tropical
But
fish
he
shop.
reeks. He reeks of everybody my father hung out
One
with.
picture of Darlene.
Maybe it's the
standing in
electronics.
front of some
I don't know
fish
what he's talking about at this point. It's probably very normal.
I would like to have.
But that's why, my friends, I tell you,
Like to have some-
let me step back and preach for a moment. Let me get into my zone, my zone, my zone.
Nobody
And
else is
I
interested.
remind you to be you.
I just saw, let me see here, by the way.
Free of the mortal coils that hold you back from the best of you,
Somebody going
including
up
the
on
worst
top
of
one of
you.
the,
Because our experiences, my
wind
friend,
or what do you call them, turbines?
the ups and the downs, they are the gifts that keep giving to us on a daily basis.
Built 1897.
So on this
it's still the
Sunday,
world's
Funday,
largest
let 'em out.
fracting telescope.
Be free and don't be encumbered
I know you're
by the
right.
bullshit.
Okay.
And Abba, Abba,
Oh, here it is.
welcome, welcome.
Right here.
Yes. Shalom and greetings. Bonjour, bonjour.
Hey,
Comment allez-vous?
if I click on it, I guess, okay. Well, maybe
And I don't know if you
kill the
noticed, but
audio.
the background visuals I've changed up from the normal super psychedelia to
Do it.
more inclusively
I wanted
represent
to, and of course,
the spirit of the day.
see
So as we move
climbing
on
up.
to the next video,
the
I also
turbine.
want to remind
And then-
each and every one of you why you tune in. Because, this isn't the normal kind of thing that we would all just be, oh, is there a topic today? Yeah, there's kind of a topic. It's about how awesome normalcy is, and how awesome every single one of us here is, and how special, by the way, you shouldn't be afraid of it. Shouldn't be afraid from that normalcy being special. And yes, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, or follow and like and subscribe, or whichever. It's all up to you. I can't tell you what to do. I mean, I could, but I'd rather be normal, which is special, because not most people don't want to be normal. They want to be more. They want to be more. And we don't need to be that. We can just be us. And it still makes us real frickin' awesome. Most people who are normal are doing awesome things in the world. I watched the H3 episode, Lita Caproni says, in Pearl last night. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about that for a minute? Talk about abnormal. Is she not the most vapid human, the most, lackluster human, the most curiously and suggestively non-intellectual human? She don't know shit.
It's nothing like smoking fools.
Yep.
Why you
high? Why you high? Why you high? Yes, indeed. Speaking of which, holy shit, was Pearl high? No, she was just pissed. Oh, she was pissed. Talk about a normal person who doesn't know that she's normal, who doesn't appreciate her normality or other people's normality. Woo! Woo! Pow! Is that what you're looking for? A little of that action? Yeah. Let's just recognize that Pearl, it was very easy to get her upset, right? And very apparent on her face, the entitlement of how she thought she was supposed to be treated with some kind of objective respect because she's Pearl. She's Pearl. By the way, you notice she's back in England now. I wonder what happened. Wonder if she had to go, actually tidy up her mess. By the way, not to let the week follow in, but I'll just one last thing. Anybody notice there wasn't any Richie show at the end of the week? Oh, I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened, Pearl. Pearl. Pearl! Anyhow. Woo! You are here because initially, you can trust.
Cosmicast live 24 hours a day with, of course, local access periodically. Programming you're about to see will actually accelerate your evolution.
Why else would you be here?
10 lifetimes per viewing.
I guess you all know that every one of you is watching a different show, and to provide better programming, we are watching you
watch. Now, as we're counting down from 10 and the 1,
white-knuckle tension.
I want you to remember that 9
I love you folks. I love you folks. I'm Snappy
are
Fatter.
less important.
Snappy Mania, not actual jokes, but incredible facsimiles.
Then
If you've ever facsimile, you know
love for
exactly what I'm talking about.
ourselves.
Let's find out about this lovely audience. How many
Genuine
people
love
from
for
out of town?
ourselves.
How many people from out of?
And
How many
love
people
for
from
others
out?
and
How many
caring.
people from? How many people? How many? How?
Pearl knows enough
Nice talking
evil
to
to
you.
inspire a neo-Nazi white nationalist to commit mass murder. That is completely true. We can leave that out and forget about that.
Steaming Toad, Arizona,
And see her as the natural demon that she actually is.
Scattered awkwardly every direction at the approach of the loud
And let's
bird
remind
machine.
ourselves
Your
that
seats.
we
You're not
don't
going to
have
laugh for
to
me.
take part of that.
You're not going to laugh
As
for
we
me.
hit
Laugh for little
the
Johnny.
7
Little Johnny
and
was
the
in the
3.
hospital tonight and can't laugh.
But as we hit
because
7
he has
and
no
3,
lips.
and
No,
then
I'm teasing. I'm
6
teasing. I'm full of...
and 4, snappy pattern, not actual jokes, but incredible facsimiles.
Awkwardly every direction
But
at the approach of the
5
loud
and
bird
6
machine.
are important to
Your seats.
remember.
You're not going to laugh for me.
As we
You're not
ask
going to laugh for me.
ourselves,
Laugh for little Johnny. Little Johnny was in the hospital
where,
tonight and
in
can't
fact,
laugh because he has no
we
lips.
earn
No,
this
I'm
normalcy
teasing. I'm
from,
teasing. I'm full of...
where it's our special that we carry with us every single moment,
Are often torn away.
every single
Left
day.
hanging.
Paula Gray says,
Like
Slim Jesus,
Facing
the
the desert sun
JPT
like
is having an
someone
identity
carrying
crisis. One day she's an innocent girl.
None of this makes sense to you.
Really?
It may already be too late.
It may already be too late.
Too late. May already
and then
make
with
sense
no
to you.
clue,
None of this
then
too late.
the next day she's running home to the safety of her mom with the 5 and the 6. And I would keep an eye on that as we recognize that our love of self is the most important thing that we carry through our day. Amazingly, 4 and 7.
You ever notice how sometimes things happen to you just don't understand, and then later you're really glad they happened?
You really are.
Anyway.
Anyhow.
Here's
anyway.
something you'll really like.
Won't he? I think they all
There we
will.
go.
There we go. Watch this. Come on. But most importantly, I think you need to understand what's going on in the world when it comes to your mind.
Shocking? Indeed. We scientists call it polyscopic hypnovation, or a state of accelerated, unexpected events taking place in a perpetually delirious assault on the accepted and the unexpected.
Which, of course, always brings us to 2 and 8. But before we forget that we often remember those lost trains of thoughts can and will be found.
An appalling and dreadful muddle for Norman Jones.
And when we do that,
warp designed to evolve man.
I want you to understand that this is the show that keeps your mind in mind on a Sunday.
Thank you. Welcome back to the show that keeps your mind in mind. If you're just now joining us, what do you say we strap in for a little EV test? We're going to test your evolutionary IQ and find out just where you're coming from. And when we do, we'll be broadcasting to your own personal level. Wiggy Higgins, ladies and gentlemen. Wiggy Higgins.
Hey.
Now remember, don't look at your hands. Don't worry
whatever
about
you
them,
do, just remember we're at
for the next 30
9 and
seconds,
2.
try to remember
9 and
everything
2.
about to see. Here we go now.
All right, but we count down. And Emily, hello, hello. You've just joined us finally for the 1 and the 10. And when we get here, we accept that we are loved as we are. Happy Sunday and happy Father's Day to you. We now come out of this, and we can talk freely. Just one last reminder.
Cosmocast live 24 hours a day with, of course, local access periodically. Programming you're about to see will actually...
Oh, she was incredibly uncomfortable, Bridget. She did not know how to take that pushback.
I guess you all know that every one of you is watching a different show, and to provide better programming, we are watching you watch.
Turn upwardly, every direction at the approach of the loud bird machine.
You see, if you're not gonna laugh for me, you're not gonna laugh for me, laugh for little Johnny. Little Johnny was in the hospital tonight and can't laugh because he has no lips.
All over the world.
Now why do I share this with you weekly?
They say, think about it. Well, maybe we should.
And in one reporter's opinion,
I frankly am.
Think about it. Think about what? Think about it.
This is not mind control.
Think about it.
Asshole! You're an asshole! And you know it!
Oh. It's really weird.
Well, look what's hitting the fan.
What's hitting the fan? Us allowing us to be us. And spreading us. The love. Happy Father's Day to everybody. And now that we're fully broadcasting at each and every person's individual level, I take us back to our focus for the day, which is normalcy. Being normal is being interesting, is being special, is being more than less. Because everything and everyone has a chance to be something more than they believe they are. And that's something really important to know. Because you never know who a person can be until you let them be themselves. It's just that simple. But so many of us are told they can't. For one reason or another. And I'm going to tell you right now the secret to life. Ignoring those stupid ass motherfuckers. Hearing them for the cruel and sad human they are. And you just reach out to them and you say, my friend, please. I'm a follower of the ministry of the flying pig. I am. I don't understand why you hide in that mental prison there. Let it out. Let your inner pig out. And seriously, let it out. It's Sunday. Throw off your shoes. Light a fatty. Have some rosé. Eat something. If you don't do that, if you just want to work out, do something that makes you feel good. Be you. Because that's fucking normal. And that's why we're moving on to what would happen if Dora became an adult.
Dora. She can do anything because she is a grown-up. Dora.
Totally
the
normal now,
grown-up. Dora the grown-up. She is 24 years old now. Dora
the grown-up. Woo! Hola, let me shrink on down.
Dora.
And I'm Boots.
I'm moving
what up,
back
Boots?
into my parents' house because I lost my job.
Boots and I got along.
Crédito está
What up?
arruinado. My credit's ruined. Have you ever ruined your credit?
I have.
Me too. Mommy and Papi have offered me a place to stay until I'm not pobre como el infierno. Poor as hell.
It means she's poor as hell.
I'm watching
By the way, when we were talking about Spanish earlier, I figured I'd throw this in. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ministry of the Flying Pig, motherfuckers.
I'll take them. What are you doing, Papi?
I want to watch the game.
I was in the middle of watching Cosas Más Extrañas. Stranger Things.
Let's see, Dora. Have $10.99 a month?
No!
Well, I do.
and I pay for the TV. So we're going to watch Lo Que Yo Quiera. Whatever I want.
This sucks. This is Mommy. She's cooking cena. Dinner. What are we having tonight? We're having comida bajo en carbohidratos. Keto food. Keto? But I don't want to eat keto. Well, we're having it because your father and I have tipo 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes. But I don't want chicken and kale. Do you see any food here that you bought? No! But Mommy, I just really wanted... Dora! You're 24 años. That's 24. And I'm not a child.
No, she's still pretty much a child, but it's,
Well, if you were so grown up, you wouldn't be living at home with your padres.
Oh,
Fine.
maybe. Well, it's pretty normal though. That's one of the reasons why I'm playing this one, because it's pretty normal. And by the way, I think Edward ended up the way we thought he would. We're in our last days. Dora done after credit up. Yes, no, her credit is totally screwed, but that's pretty normal. And thank you. Peace, Sting. I wanna.
Piper wants to robar la hierba. Steal the weed. Say it with
Thank
me,
you.
everybody. Swiper, no. Swiper.
By the way, for no apparent reason,
Swiper, no. Swipey.
the horns are back.
Swiper, you just bogarted my J. I need that for my
Oh God! He just bogarted her J.
smoking drugs up there.
Smoking drugs. The pig! The flying pig! It makes me want to go grab my didgeridoo. And yes, I have many. I have many. In fact, you know what? Hold on.
We're gonna take his wallet.
Hold on. Hold on.
Go get some
Let's make sure there's nobody living in here.
late night munchies.
Because by the way, that's something you didn't know. That's a danger of didgeridooing. Of course I own didgeridoos. This is made of a single piece of acacia wood that was burrowed out by anteaters. Or I'm sorry, not anteaters. What are they called? Yeah, you know what I mean. Termites.
Spare change.
Oh yeah, that's the sound it makes. That is the sound it makes. Hold on a second. Let me get this one over here. Oh, you got the mega one. That's pretty dope. Hold on a second. Hold on, I got one too. Oh, I got one coming up. Here it comes. Hold on. Oh, is the battery dying on me? Oh, there it is. Hold on.
1472. We did it. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Lois Simos. We did it.
We did it. What did we do?
We moved back home because we were broke. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. We pissed off my mommy and papi. We did it. We did it. We did it. We got super high and got the munchies. Then we sold that from the and scored some food and we yay! Woo! Hooray! We did it! This is my parents' medicine cabinet. Do you see any prescriptions?
Dora is a weedless jobhead now. Oh, hey, I see a prescription drug there, Dora. Wow.
Nice.
All right, let me, speaking of ADHD from high school.
Adios. Bye. If you have ADHD, subscribe to A-OK. And don't forget to ring the bell.
Speaking of which, this is from the A-OK channel.
Goodbye.
It's nothing like smoking fools.
Yep, well, you're getting high. That's right, let's say it again. Woo! Woo! You can tell that we're just arcing into the crazy. Dora's a weed head, jobless, broken, living in her parents' spare bedroom. She can't deal, says Paula Gray. Lita Caproni laughs her ass off out loud. And yeah, the A-OK group always have something interesting. They've got a couple series that'll just, destroy your childhood in a kind, funny way. Or destroy somebody's childhood. These characters are not from I was an adult when these characters became popular. But I throw that in there to talk about how we make these characters that are so specifically over the top, exceptional. And none of us is really overtly exceptional because we're all normal. Every single one of us. Even the exceptional ones. They all fart. That's why I'm like, sure. Share your loud gassiness. I'm fine with that. It's Sunday. Relax. I mean, like, you know, make sure people don't want to be people who like you around. Like, hold on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let it all out. I didn't do that one. And then Lita says, I was too old for Dora, but too young to be a mom, so I missed the era of her growing popularity, thankfully. Oh, man, you got lucky, because it was you know, all of my friends who had children, it was like on in the background, like everywhere you went, by the way. Everywhere you went. And, yeah, so now that I've shared that, and we've talked about normalcy and the things that make us us.
Miss Vermeer painted a picture called The Little Street that continues to challenge our value system to this day.
Oh, we've already seen The Little
Perhaps
Street. What am I
success
doing?
might, after all, be nothing more
That's
than a
where I
quality.
want to talk about this.
Your eyes. Breathe in and out.
Hold on,
Slowly.
hold on.
Picture yourself by the ocean.
Ah, yes, welcome one and all.
Close your eyes. Breathe in and out. Slowly. Picture yourself by the ocean.
By the ocean.
It's warm.
Okay.
You can hear waves. You're completely at ease.
You are
when I
completely
count
at
backwards
ease.
from 3, yada, yada,
Yada, yada, yada.
yada, and ta-da!
And ta-da!
That's the Hollywood version of hypnosis.
Yep.
Luckily, it is bunk. But what is
that's
hypnosis?
Ben Bolin.
Is it real? The short
Oh, yeah.
answer is yeah. But maybe not the way you think. Hypnosis is a trance state
Opposites.
characterized by suggestibility,
That,
relaxation,
it's
and
pretty normal
heightened
about
imagination.
credit.
Kind of like daydreaming. Think of
And
losing
it's
yourself in a
normal in the
book or in a
West,
movie. You're conscious, but you tune
And we
out
do need
stimuli,
formal
including your own
education
worries
in
and
handling
doubts.
finances,
This happens more often than you
fact
might
and
think.
truth,
In fact,
effective
by that
savings,
definition,
investing.
you've
We don't
probably
wanna end up like
accidentally
Dora.
hypnotized yourself
Exactly.
before. You're highly suggestible when in trance, so when a
You get it.
hypnotist
See?
tells you to do
See?
something, you're more likely to do it. Hence the
My
whole
audience is
cluck like a chicken bit,
pretty
right?
spectacular.
Fear of embarrassment flies out the
that's
window,
normal.
but not a
'Cause they're
sense
special.
of safety and morality. That's reassuring when you think about it.
Yes.
I mean, at least stage magicians are churning out temporary chickens instead of winter soldiers, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Hypnosis is often
Most of
described
them.
as a way to access the subconscious. That's the part of your brain that does all the behind-the-scenes thinking.
That's
This
the
is the
center
unsung
brain.
hero in your head.
Not
It's
your left or
solving
your
problems.
right,
It's
frontal
finding your
lobe.
stuff. It's giving
That's
you
where
those
your,
out of the blue eureka
thought
moments and all that
process gets split
jazz.
into the different
Psychiatrists
areas,
think
like
that hypnosis
art,
partially
creativity,
subdues the conscious mind. Think of your conscious mind
consistent
as
thinking.
an inhibitive force. It's the thing that hits the brakes.
Your intellectual
subconscious
thought,
mind, on the other
person.
hand, is the seat of imagination and impulse. If that's
Back
the
in the
case,
back of your
then of
head,
course
it's
you
the
become
medulla
suggestible
oblongata that
when the conscious part of
takes
you
in
gets
all
put
the
on the
visual
cognitive back burner.
information
The
from the
subconscious
cortex.
also regulates sensations and emotions. So if you're in trance, a hypnotist can trigger feelings and senses via
Feelings,
suggestion, warmth,
senses.
ocean waves. This part of your brain also helps store memories, meaning hypnotized people can access otherwise lost memories, but this
Lost
also
memories
implies that
can
it's
and will be
possible to
found.
create false memories. Spooky stuff, right?
Yeah.
And to be
False
fair,
memories
skeptics have
also
another
can be used for
explanation for
ourselves,
this state.
and that's
social
normal.
pressure. Their idea is that insecure people can be convinced that they should act a certain way. And when they do, they think, oh, that must be in a trance. Kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy or placebo effect.
Yeah.
This is just scratching the surface. I mean, we haven't even talked about how to actually hypnotize people and whether that whole pendulum thing is real. Spoiler alert, yes, it's meant to induce a state of suggestibility by making you focus on one object with such intensity that you lose track of all the other external stimuli. But enough about all of that. What do you think? Are people really being hypnotized?
Are they?
Have you yourself been put under? Let me know in the comments and subscribe to Brain Stuff so that you don't miss a thing. That's it. Have a good day.
But all of this is normal
wait,
behavior.
Yeah, sorry. 3, 2, 1.
Upwardly, every direction at the approach of the loud bird's machine.
Yes,
You're
Kevin
not gonna laugh
Samuels
at me. You're not gonna laugh at me. Laugh for little Johnny. Little Johnny was in the hospital tonight and can't laugh because he has no lips. You know, no, I'm teasing. And
honestly, I noticed that there's other people out in the world using this. That we should probably be concerned are using it. And who don't have the interest in
Cast live 24 hours
reminding
a day with,
you
of course,
that
local access periodically. Programming you're about to see will actually accelerate your evolution 10 lifetimes per viewing.
I guess you all know that every one of you is watching a different show, and to provide better programming, we are watching you.
See, the reason I wanted to share this is because I want you to understand that
I'm happy to announce
the
that we are now
normalcy
broadcasting at your own personal level
of being suggestible to the environments around us is something that people will forget.
We scientists call it polyscopic hypnovation, or a state of accelerated, unexpected events taking place in a perpetually delirious assault on the
That these things are rooted in our daily lives, and they'll have you believe that you must be an exceptional, specifically over-the-top kind of human being. When in fact, my friends, you don't have to be anything other than you and me. Nothing else. I want to take it a little higher now. Maybe, let's add a little more of that. And you know what? You know what I want to do? I want to, yes. I want to take it up a notch. Because now we're going to understand a little bit about our brain. And, you know, I took us down a fun road because you know how I do. I'm not trying to inundate us with a bunch of boring shit on Sunday. But I do want us to understand how we function. I want us to understand how we can be more or less, whatever it is you want. That's the whole thing. That's the whole entire kit and caboodle. Get back up here. Nukcha. There we are. It's normal to be more than. It's normal to be less than. It's normal to be you and me. And why? Well, because we all have a circuitry. And that circuitry, by the way, as I pull this up, is innate. It's innate. It's what makes us all normal. And actually, you know what? Let me show you this one, because this is proof that we're all normal.
We all want to be normal, but our
We're
picture of what is normal is in fact really unhelpful. So many of the things we're told that are weird are in fact completely average and widespread. For example, if you fear you've married the wrong person, get sick with envy when a friend succeeds, fantasize about your wife's sister, want to cry when anyone criticizes you, dislike the way you look, panic at the thought of going to a party, worry a great deal about farting in public, Feel you might vomit during a meeting.
Some
out of
people
fear.
really do.
Have ever had a lustful thought about a member of your own family?
That's kinda
bump your
weird.
head while trying to get into a taxi.
Why do you have to
Are
throw
turned
that
on
one
by
in?
some pretty strange people or stories in the news. Frequently visit adult websites. Regard yourself as a fraud. Worry about not making it to the bathroom in time.
Oh yeah, Kevin
Walk into
Samuels, by the way,
doors,
definitely used it.
lampposts,
That's
rearview
why he always
mirrors,
kept the
ballers.
balls
Worry
moving in the
that
front.
other people can see your private parts. Still think about a relationship that ended badly 11 years ago.
I mean, I think we all do that, because that's
You
pretty
can
damn normal.
quietly congratulate yourself.
A couple people I think of
You
constantly.
are deeply normal. We suffer
But we
so
talk,
much and
actually.
so unnecessarily because
They're my
our picture
friends.
of what is normal isn't true to how most of us actually are. We get disgusted and ashamed of ourselves for no reason. There's nothing strange about being compulsive, manic, anxious, sexual, worried, or mad. Being odd is normal. And that's okay.
Yep. I'm not the only one.
It's become hard to say.
I'm not the only one. I just wanted you all to know that I'm not the only preacher out there, the only minister out there, the only crazy man on the corner screaming out these same things. No, friends. But why? How does our brain work? How does our
Then
function?
you're in a classroom
How does it-
in an enormous school, and it's your
How
job
does
to
it make us
describe
all
where
special
everybody
and normal
goes
at the
as soon
same
as
time?
the class bell rings. But you're not allowed to leave your room. Well, that job would be pretty much impossible because you'd only see a small sliver of what's actually going on. That's kind of how we've understood the nervous system. Scientists have looked at numerous ways to study it, but they never had a big picture of what was going on in real time. Until now. See, researchers with MIT and the University of Vienna recently published a study in Nature Method describing how they made a 3D model of an organism's nervous system working in real time, millisecond by millisecond. We think of the brain as
I'm
the
in
most
someone's
important part
brain.
of
Oh,
neural
sorry.
activity, but it is
Sorry.
just a part. Our nervous system goes throughout our entire body and allows us to
Joe,
detect stimuli,
I mean,
which gets sent up to the brain so that we can interpret what it is and what we should do. And that sends
And we
commands
all
back
have
down to
this.
the rest
All
our
of our
body.
brains
So
are the same.
The brain by itself doesn't mean so much.
At
We
least
have to take
functionally
it
so,
in
and
consideration
built
with
the
the
same.
entire nervous system.
Mostly. I mean, like
But
it's
that's really complicated. and
normal
hard to do.
variances.
So what organism did these scientists look at?
Normal.
They looked at
Variances. You hear that? It's a special normal.
It's a tiny little roundworm. And okay, so it's a big jump between a worm and a person.
Ew.
It's
We literally like it's like,
but it's still amazing, and scientists have been looking at this tiny worm since the 1970s to study neural activity. In 1986,
Stop looking at the
a
same
team of
worm since
scientists published
1970.
a
Date
map
the damn
of
thing.
302 neurons inside this tiny worm.
Oh,
And
it has
20 years
302
later, another
neurons,
team
that's
published
why.
an even more comprehensive map, and we call these maps connectomes. The scientists used fluorescent biomarkers to tag calcium ions, which are passed from neuron to neuron. Then they used a technique called light field deconvolution microscopy. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's supposed to actually watch the movement of these calcium ions, and then a computer running complex software.
So
crunched all
not
the
only
numbers
do
and
we all
built
have them,
a three-dimensional
but the
model.
worm
So
has them as
scientists
well.
can actually watch neural activity through the movement of ions on a millisecond by millisecond basis. Now this is amazing, but you have to admit there's a big jump between 302 neurons in a worm and the 100 billion or so neurons in our
Yeah,
brains.
there's-
with
but, you know, it's
100
easier to find the ones in the worm.
synapses connecting them in various configurations. However, this seemingly small step gets us closer to understanding
drop
how
the beat
nervous
down.
systems work. And who knows, the groundwork laid by these scientists could mean that one day we can understand and even overcome brain disorders, or teach a machine how to think and feel like an organism. Now granted, all of that is way off in the future. But isn't that what this show is all about? Now, I've got a question for
It
all
is.
of you.
That's what the show is
seemingly
all about.
Small scientific discovery do you think was the most important in all of history? Let us know.
Toilet paper. The bidet. Deodorant. What do these things all have in common? Keeps us all from stinking our normal stink. Because our normal stinks, boy, they're special. Anyhow, and now that should prove everything, right? That just proves everything. And because it proves everything, thank you. Thank you very much. And that's what's gonna round up the end of the ministry today. Because as you all know, the ministry isn't something that we come to a conclusion about. No, friends. It's something we find in ourselves. And let me bring the pig on back. There. Let us have the reverie for the pig that's in us all, my friends. As you head out today into the world doing whatever it is you would plan on doing, I hope you do it in a relaxed and fun manner that lets out the inner you, exposing the vulnerabilities. That's right, you heard me. The vulnerabilities should be on a shirt, because we all have them, whether you like it or not. So as I lead you on out, my friends, out of the pews and into the relaxation and comfort. And yes, absolutely, it is the truth. Normalcy is experiencing the world and all of its... Oops, hold on. That's not what I was trying to do here. On the other hand, some people who have financial education sometimes go through bankrupt without their own fault. I know someone who had $10 million in the bank on Monday and $250,000 on Thursday. Yep. Sometimes the world has another plan for you. And the only thing we have is a character at our core that makes us us, that allows us to be you and me. So as I send you on in your day, may each and every one of you find this flying pig and allow it to be released. Because only you can do that for you. Only you can be you. Only you can find the joy together. The joy that comes from seeing yourself as not just normal, but as absolutely 100% special for being you. No matter what it is. There's 8 billion of us, and we all got something special. It's pretty easy to understand. Thanks for being here. In the ministry of the Flying Pig. I hope your Sunday is a wonderful fun day. May you carry this beauty on with you in the day. like a flower spreading seed alongside all of the dandelions and the bees and the breeze. Each and every one of you, have a fantastic day. I'm aronmsound. This has been the ministry of the Flying Pig. You're all very wonderful, special people for being here. Don't forget, Eva's AI Stories, tonight at 9, maybe 10, depending upon my vibe. And thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I hope your Sunday is wonderful. I hope your rest of your week starts out fantastically. And I have part 2 of the Destiny series, which seems to be extending further and further on, and it gets darker and deeper. But let's forget about that. Let's not worry about that now. That's at 4 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a shorter show, but yeah, not 5 hours basically. Thank you so much. You're all wonderful people. You bring so much to the world, and I know that you're carrying this out into the world. And I thank you for it. And so does the world. Let the inner pig out. And thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Lurkers. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Lita. Who else did I miss? Thank you, Happy. Thank you, everyone. From the pig dancing in the corner to the flying pig in us all, may yours be found and your mental prisons be broken from. I'm aronmsound. Have a great Sunday.